What's up, people? Welcome back. Well, we are going to take a quick look at the installation process for Zorin OS. Now, some of you might be thinking, gee, toss another installation guide. Keep in mind that this is a beginner's channel primarily, not always. And one of the more frequent questions I get is, how do I install this? How do I install that? For example, how do I install Zorin? How do I install Ubuntu? How do I install Pinguy? And the list goes on. So keep in mind, even though this may be redundant for some of you, for a lot of beginners who have never done this before, hey, they just want a little bit of help, a starting point. So let's do it. Alright, first of all, if you wanted to try out Zorin, I recommend you go to the installation guide from Zorin OS. Now, this is by no means a complete guide. One of the ways to install and try Linux is from booting off a USB stick. I will be doing it off VirtualBox, but briefly here, follow this guide, go to the download page. Now, one thing about this, make sure you check that the file, after it's downloaded, make sure the file is not corrupted. You can download something free from for Windows. I think it's MD5 free or something like that. Check my channel as far as the MD5 goes. Once you check that file, if it is corrupted, do not install this. In fact, don't install anything. If you need an image burner or a disk burner or a piece of software to burn that, it says here you can download Image Burn, but most of Windows PCs have a default CD burner or a DVD burner, of course. Alright, so when the burning process is completed, insert the DVD into the computer and restart. The computer should boot automatically to the DVD. If it does not, you will have to change the settings in the BIOS. Now for me, I type enter. For you, it could be F12, F10, or something else. If you're not sure, you will have to check documentation with your specific computer. Alright, press the enter key to start the live DVD or CD. In most cases nowadays, probably a DVD. Now it says here this is a thing that lets you run the operating system off the DVD without installing, so you can try it first. Note the DVD, the live DVD runs much slower than a full installation. Now it says here click the icon and all that. I will show you that. So basically with this, go to the website, get some information, pick the specific version you want. In my case, I will be installing the ultimate version. Now the ultimate version is not free, it's about $10, but if you want to try all the pieces of software that Linux has to offer, it's well worth that small price. There is a light version and a core version. Those are not going to be 4 gigs, not at all. I think one of those is about 1 gig, maybe even less for the light version, and you can certainly try it out if you so choose to. Alright, well, let's get straight to the installation process. Again, now this is in a virtual box. You don't have to use this in a virtual box. Now some of you have asked to do a tutorial of this. Yes, I will do a virtual box installation for dummies soon. Let's go to full screen or semi full screen. Alright, double click install Zorin OS. Now again, you don't have to install if you just wanted to try it to get the feel of it, but really for Windows beginners, Windows/Linux beginners, Zorin OS should probably be your starting point. Now there are some others you can try, Linux Mint, Ubuntu, Pinguy, and so on. Alright, for best results, read this. Quite simple. Continue. In my case, I want to erase and install the entire disk. Alright, time zone is correct. English keyboard is fine. As you can see, once you get booted into this or once you get started with the installation process, it's not that difficult. Alright, I would just call this test. You can call this anything you want to. Password, a simple password, since it's in a virtual machine. I won't be using this a lot, if at all, once I show you how to do this. I prefer login automatically. This is entirely your choice. And it says here at the bottom, copying files. Now how long this takes will depend. Do you have a single core, dual core, multiple cores? And you might be able to hear this. It's playing install music, which is kind of cool. Alright, I turned that welcoming music down. Sounds pretty cool, especially if you have a nice speaker system. Most installations will not give you that kind of greeting with the music. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's kind of cool. It's an added, welcoming bonus to the world of Linux and to Planet Zorin. And you can certainly read through these as you see here, find even more software, say goodbye to searching the web for new software. You can do it all in the Software Center. Well, almost all of it, pretty much 90% of what you would need is in something called the Software Center. The Software Center is one big bank, I guess you can call it one big repository or starting point of where you can find Linux apps, and some of these apps are cross-platform compatible, such as VLC, Firefox, Chrome can work in Linux, and of course Windows, and there's some others there. But this is where you would find, this is one way to find pieces of software. Another way is through the Synaptic Package Manager. And after you install this, you should install all the updates as you would with any operating system to make sure that you are fully up to date. Now, I will pause the video here and come back there. I don't think there's a need to talk through the entire installation process because it's fully automatic. It's on auto drive. So don't go away. I'll be right back. Alright, well, I didn't want to drag this on any more than necessary. That's how easy it is to install Zorin. Make sure you take a look at this quick installation guide to help you get started. And as always, thank you so much for watching and listening. And as always, I will catch all of you sometime in the future.